As part of this manufacturing technologies there in the market, I would like to a very good evening to everyone, and welcome back for third day session of faculty development program on manufacturing sector in Industry 4.0. So, as part of this faculty development program today, uh, Orangewood Labs has come forward to show their laboratories which are ongoing on collaborative robots. And for this, I would like to invite Mr. Aditya Bhatia, co-founder of Orangewood Labs, to give a demonstration on Cobot to the students and faculty of the different colleges from AP. So, sir, I would like to invite Mr. Aditya Bhatia to demonstrate to give a overview of Cobot and demonstration of the laboratory and in terms of research and development oriented. Okay, hand
Mr.
over to.
Aditya, yes, thank you so much, Mr. Sunilji, for a nice introduction for the Orangewood Labs. Actually, so we are great and honored and privileged by the presence of Orangewood Cobots, which is a Make in India cobot. Actually, I think that we have our co-founder, Mr. Aditya Bhatia. Basically, he is a co-founder of Orangewood Labs, and we have Mr. Divansh Pudar, who is the strategic manager actually of the Orangewood Labs, and Mr. Anirudh, who is the founder associate of the Orangewood Labs. And so we are privileged to have the presence of Orangewood Labs today in this forum actually. And so I think that the 2 day session which we had the cobots, so we'll have the more crucial part of the demonstration of the cobot, so that you will have a greater perspective and view of the collaborative robots, how it looks like basically, how it looks like the cobot, how it looks like, and how what are the performance attributes, everything. So may I have the privilege to invite Mr. Aditya Bhatia, co-founder of Orangewood Labs, to proceed with this concept note. Thank you.
Yep, thank you so much for a warm introduction. I'm Aditya, co-founder of Orangewood Labs. We are proudly presenting our collaborative robot, which is essentially made in India collaborative robot. Talking about robotic arms, there are two types of robotic arms, mainly industrial arms, which and collaborative robots. Industrial robots are fast, they're efficient, and you can imagine robotic arms like a human arm, but with a lot of efficiency and a lot of sensors which can do repetitive work and all the dull work which humans generally avoid to do or are bad at it. But the problem with industrial robots are that they're not smart. Imagine if I am working just or standing next to the robot, it won't be able to sense me. So chances are that if I'm standing and while the robot is on, it will hit me so hard that I can get injured or probably die. It's that dangerous. But then the collaborative robots are are smart, as they have smart sensors on them. They're able to sense human around it, and you can work alongside with them. So it's essentially a relationship between a human and a robot, which enables humans to do more work. Our collaborative robot is of 5 kg payload and weighs around 24-25 kgs. Currently, we are focusing on industrial applications like powder coating, welding, uh, machine tending, which is essentially pick and place packaging. All of these jobs are mundane, and at times they are dangerous. So it makes more sense to install a robot rather than a human doing it all day long. What the human needs to do is teach the robot to perform a certain task, and then the robotic arm will follow those instructions, and it can perform that task 24/7 or maybe 365 days, depending on the task schedule. Saurabh Saurabh will present. I'm sorry, Anirudh will present the functionality of the robotic arm. Anirudh, over to you.
Thank you so
Thanks a
much,
lot.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adit Bhatia. So once again, Mr. Adit Bhatia. Mr. Aditya
Yes,
Bhatia?
yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, just I'm connecting through my camera.
No worries.
One second. So, so this is Dr. Senthil, and in fact, it is a great honor and privilege to see an Indian cobot actually. So I have the specialty in the cobots. Actually, I have written an article also on
Oh, wow.
collaborative robots, and it is published in the the A&D industry magazine as a cover story basically. And sincere thanks to Mr. Divansh. Divansh is there?
Yeah, he's here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Divansh, for connecting such a wonderful, opportunity, and it's a great, it's a great efforts by the Orange Wood Labs basically, and coming out with an Indian Make in India product of the cobot actually. So we look forward for a exclusive session actually on the collaborative robots.
Absolutely.
Post
Looking
this
forward
session.
for it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Over to
Anirudh.
So good evening, everyone. This is Anirudh from Orange Wood Labs. So Aditya almost briefed all the features of collaborative robot, what it can do, and all the things that collaborative robots are useful in. Now, on my left side, you can see this collaborative robot that we have built at a lab in Noida. So I will just go through some of its features, what it can do, and some of its functionalities. So this is a really cost competitive robot which can bring automation to all business. Now it can perform any task that a human arm can do. So it has 6 degrees of freedom. Now what that actually means is, so for example, take a human arm. So at our elbow, we have a single joint. And just like that, we have 6 different joints on this robot, which makes it really suitable for those different applications. So from simple applications like just screw driving or say just cake icing, we can have very complex applications in manufacturing and other things like welding, powder coating, and spray painting as well. So anything that we want a human arm, any mundane, any dull and boring task that we want to automate, this collaborative robot can do that. Apart from that, it features a payload of 5 kilograms, so it can lift weight up to 5 kilograms, and it can reach it has a reach of 1 meter from its base. So from its base, it can just move around all the surrounding in 1 meter. And we have also built this robot using aluminium, aircraft grade aluminium alloy to be precise. So it is really strong and lightweight at the very same time, so that we can easily lift this around and move this easily without any effort. One of the features that Aditya highlighted was the safety. Now, industrial robots, they are not really safe, and then he also mentioned that it can really hurt a human. But you can see I'm standing right next to it, and it is completely safe and it is completely on. So we have built-in safety sensors, which makes it easy to collaborate with humans, and I can easily work around with it without any harm to my life. Very safe, actually. And if I talk about how you can control the bot and program it, it is also very easy. So any person who just knows how to operate a smartphone, if you just know how you can operate a computer or smartphone, you can easily control this and right from your home itself. You do not need to be in the lab itself. So I will just show you how you can actually control this bot right sitting from your home on a chair. Just here. So I hope everyone is able to see my screen. So on my screen, you can see this is a carrier operation program. Now, what this actually can do is I can just manipulate all the 6 different joints which I talked about using this graphical user interface. So all the 6 different joints are listed here, and I can just give some input to them in degrees. So when I just do this, so I just have to slide this button. And there is this button named as send all. So I will just press this button, and in my camera, you will see that the robot will also move in the real time based on the commands that I give. So it is simple as that. So what I said, that it can be controlled even by a person who just knows how to operate a smartphone, and simple as that. And there is this home button which makes it back to its rest position in which it was before. So I would like you to control this bot if anyone would like to have a chance to just control this bot, and I can share this link in the chat if you may.
Sunil sir, the link is shared in the chat box. So you can just open this link and you can try controlling yourself from your end. Am I audible, Sunil sir?
Audible, sir.
Great, sir. You can just open this link and try controlling from your own end.
Okay.
So right now, actually, we have a few limitations that only one person can control this bot at a time. So I would recommend if only one of you control this right now, and after that,
Is,
everyone can get a chance.
is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, it is visible. You can please
Okay.
go ahead.
How can I control this one?
Yeah.
Okay. You can observe here itself, no?
Yep. This is just a simulation of the bot, and you just have to give the input. And when you press this button, send all, it will move in the real time on my camera.
Okay, okay.
So you actually have to switch back to the Zoom meeting in order to see the camera, the robot moving as of now.
Is my screen visible, sir?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. Hey, what is this? Sir, can I stop my screen? There is
Yeah,
a
please.
problem from one other end. Like
Sure, sir.
screen is visible. Like it is clear, or any obstacles that you see?
If you are done with controlling the bot, anyone else can go ahead and try controlling the robot.
Okay. What is this, sir? Loop?
So as I already told you that our aim is to make sure that all the repetitive and dull tasks are automated. So what we can do that we can just assign an motion to the robot, and we can assign loop. So if we assign a loop of 2, it will repeat that motion 2 times. If we
Okay.
assign a loop of 5, it will repeat that 5 times. So in order to automate repetitive tasks, we can assign loops to them. In my camera, you can see it is going to the position, coming back to this position, and again it is going again to that position.
Okay.
So that is repeated 2 times because we have set the loop to 2.
Okay.
Hello, Sunil sir. Like, I believe if you have any doubts regarding this, how this control is being performed, or anything about the cobot, like you can please ask, and and we can ask someone else also if they want to again control, so they can also take the initiative to control the cobot from their own system.
Okay, okay. I'll tell. But I request the faculty members if you want to see how the operations is going on, in collaborative robots, you please text me in the chat box so that I can give access to you.
Yeah, please. And while any of the faculty members just gets to control, right, I will be really happy to have reviews from your end. And please do mention the college name that you are from.
Yes, yes.
That will even help us.
Yeah, yeah. Can anybody want to control from your end?
Sir, I believe you can just stop sharing the screen once, so we can
Okay.
have the visibility for all.
Hmm.
Perfect. And any of the
Divakar, Mohan Garu and Anand Garu. Can anybody, Banu Garu, Tejasri Madam, Praveen Reddy Garu. So anybody, any faculty members, would you like to see the mechanism of collaborative robots? You can ping me in the chat box so that we can give it access to you. You can able to share your screen so that you can really find how it is.
for everyone, like this is like I would be the first opportunity for anyone here to check out something like cobot and control from their own place, with all the independent movements into all these six directions. So anybody just take the lead, or I guess Sunil sir, you can just call out someone, and we can just take this forward.
Can anybody come forward? Like we will access those who. No one interested, sir. You can continue.
So if anyone has any doubts regarding the cobot or any feature functions that it can perform, you can go ahead and ask us so that we can address your queries about the same.
Definitely. Sunil sir, can you just let us know, like we have the faculties from really different colleges, and I could see really some amazing people here. So, which college are mostly like people like the faculties are from?
All are from like polytechnics, government and private institutions, sir, and they are from different backgrounds like ECE,
Okay.
mechanical, electrical,
Mm-hmm.
and electronics and computer science
Great, sir.
faculty.
So I believe I'd like to dear faculty members, like I believe this is something that like you must be hearing or reading about in your own like course material. So if you have any doubts regarding this, like any feedback or any review, because we are just moving with this Make in India program, and enabling the Industry 4.0 with the amazing team we have. So we really welcome your feedback, your reviews about this, or any questions that you have about this cobot. Like let it be like don't it's not to be so much really so much technical question. Simple question is also like it's okay for us to answer. So I would just ask for any of the faculty members or any person here who want to give some review or feedback. It will be really great if we can make this session more like I would say more engaged, and it will be really beneficial for us also, to all people here. Mohan ji is saying there is no voice. So, Sunil sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, audible. You can continue.
So, in case Mohan ji, like you want to check out the demo, you can please check, like copy this link, open into your Chrome or any browser you have, and hereby you can control the. I believe he has left. Sentence sir, you want to take this forward? Any feedback or review that you have?
Hi, sir. Cannot hear the voice.
So if anyone does not have any questions, I would love to show you some of the applications of a robot which we have tried out in a partner industry. So as I already mentioned that this robot can do a lot of functions like welding, powder coating, spray painting, and other manufacturing applications as well. So just give me a moment to share my screen and show you the videos actually, the recorded videos of those features in action.
Yes.
I hope that everyone can see my screen.
Yes, it's visible.
So this is a pick and place operation that we have recorded in our lab itself, which is the very same robot. So here it is using a vacuum suction gripper to pick and place toothbrush from one place to another and dropping it in the blue box on the right side. So this was one of the video that shows pick and place operations, and it can be used in a variety of industries to just to reduce the manual labor of doing mundane tasks of picking and placing objects from one place to another. Another thing, machine building. So we have tried this out in one of our partner industry, and you can see the video right here. So, using such features, we can just program this robot to do repetitive tasks, say welding in this particular arc multiple times. So it reduces human effort and it makes the overall process really efficient and easy to program and operate as well. And the efficiency and overall productivity is also increased manifold. And last, we have this powder coating, which is just a type of spray painting in which we are painting black paint on a metal sheet using the same robot. So from the videos, I think you can see how easy it becomes to do such easy and mundane tasks, which can be automated and the efficiency can be increased multiple times. So with the help of these, we can just release human labor from these activities and they can actually work on more better jobs and more important tasks that they have instead of just doing these repetitive and boring tasks.
Sunil sir, I believe like the four big use cases that we have showcased here, like these are the industries that we are targeting right now, and we are already collaborating with many universities and even many corporates. So all the faculty members, like you can just take connect with us for your college, right? We are even conducting workshops for different colleges, and even we're providing our robot for your own students for training programs, right? So you can feel free to reach out to us, right? Because we really want this like this technology or this thing to reach out to most colleges, and more and more people or the students can get trained by this and get aware about the by working physically on this I would say this advanced technology. So I would request Sunil sir to let us know, like if any of the faculty members is interested for taking this demo right now, or we are open to question and answers.
Okay, we will get back after this session, sir. If anybody interested, in order to conduct the like trainings or workshop for the students. Okay.
Definitely, sir, definitely. And you can just reach out to us on on the website orangewood.co, or
Mm.
you can just even reach out to us on the social media pages. We regularly post about updates and all the programs that we come up with, and
Mm.
we'll be really happy to get associated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anirudh. Thank you, team. Bye.
Thanks everyone for
Thank,
joining in. It was great showcasing our bot. I hope that you like controlling the bot in real time.
thank you, Sunil sir, for giving us time. We really look forward to speak with you again and the like ASAP.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Senthil sir, I it's hand over to you. Hello. Session is hand over to Aditya sir. Sir, session is
Hello, the section is over.
No, sir. We'll join with. I mean, Senthil sir will join within a minute.
Okay, because I'm waiting for this. I didn't hear before. It's okay, I'm waiting.
సార్ ఎవ్రీడే ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ లింక్ ఉండిద్దా సార్?
ఉంటుందండి.
సార్ కొద్దిగా హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ ముందే పెట్టండి సార్, తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఇబ్బంది అవుతుంది. అంటే మీటింగ్ అయ్యేలోపే.
ఓకే ఓకే
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
So participants, you would have understood about the importance of the collaborative robot. You would have seen that how the cobots are working. And so this is what the important aspect of the collaborative robot. So now let us have a discussions on the next technology, which is the 3D printing, or you can call it as a rapid prototyping. So let me share the screen. So this is what the next digital transformation, which is the rapid prototyping. So moving forward, so traditional prototyping, what is the difference between the traditional prototyping and the rapid prototyping? So traditional prototyping requires high skills. So it requires, it is made of plastic or wood, and there is less flexibility, larger lead time, and difficult to produce complex designs in the traditional prototyping. But as far as the rapid prototyping is concerned, it is easy to convert a 3D CAD actually model to prototype. So made of ABS plastics, elastomers, metals, and higher flexibility, very short lead time, and very easy for the rapid prototyping. So in the rapid prototyping development scenario, so first this is the manual 2D drawing, and then the second 2D and the 3D CAD geometry and 3D modeling, and then finally we go into the rapid prototyping. So what do you mean by this rapid prototyping? What is rapid prototyping? Need for rapid prototyping systems. Why prototyping, rapid prototyping? What are the processes of the rapid prototyping? What are the impact of the rapid prototyping system? Applications of rapid prototyping system and limitations of the rapid prototyping system. So first I will discuss about what is rapid prototyping. Any process to generate free form of the prototype directly from the 3D CAD data. So first of all, we have to create a 3D CAD data. So from the 3D CAD data, when we develop the process, it is known as the rapid prototyping basically. And what is the need for rapid prototyping basically? It compresses the time of new product development, and it launches the new product developments well ahead of the competitors basically. So before the competitors they develop the product, so we will be able to develop the prototyping system basically. So next thing is that what are the rapid process steps of the rapid prototyping? So we have to first of all create a computer aided design. CAD model means computer aided design model of the design. So convert the computer aided model into the STL format. Since the STL files into the thin sections, building the 3D part layer by layer, and post process and finish the part basically. These are the rapid prototyping process steps basically. So rapid prototyping approach. What is a rapid prototyping approach is there? This is what it shows that. So once it comes over here, so we can see that the CAD file, computer aided file basically. Then we get the slice file. Then we get the layered manufacturing basically. So various rapid prototyping processes are stereolithography, which is called as SLA, and then moves on to the laminated object manufacturing LOM, selective laser sintering, fused deposition modeling, solid ground curing, then 3D printing basically. So these are the various rapid prototyping processes basically. So what do you mean by the stereolithography? It is the solid layers of ultraviolet light sensitive liquid polymer using the light from the laser basically. So this is what you can see from this diagram. So we have got the laser scanning mirror. From the laser beam is fall on the laser scanning mirror, and then it is a fall on the platform which is consists of the cured plastic photocurable resin, and then elevator which lifts the elevator, and this is called the vat basically, which is kept in the vat. So next, what is a laminated object manufacturing? Layers of sheets are cut and bonded using a digitally guided laser, basically. So this is what the diagram which shows that there is a collector roll is there, there is a feeder roll is there, and it is consists of the part block and the platform. And these are the completed layers which shows. So first is that from the laser beam it falls on the mirror, and then it goes into the optical head, which is the XY position. It can move on the X and Y directions, and which falls on the platform layer outline and cross shed part by part. It makes the object basically. So moving further, what is the selective laser sintering basically? So it is a heat from the high energy laser fuses power the materials basically. This is what the diagram which shows the feed cylinder basically. It consists of the feed cylinder, part cylinder, and build chamber. It consists of the powder bed basically. And the CO2 laser beam, carbon dioxide laser beam will fall on the laser mirror, and then it falls on the object basically. So fused deposition modeling, it consists of the filament supply and the heated FDM heads moved by high-speed 3-axis system, model material and the model and support material also basically. So molten plastic material excluded from the nozzle basically. And what do you mean by the fused deposition modeling basically? So it turns the computer-aided geometry into the models. It features the breakaway support system, BASS, allowing the designer to create models basically. And it also helps the boss uses a second nozzle to exclude the supporting material also. The support tip excludes a material that supports any overhanging portions also. So when the model is completed, the support is easily broken off. Finished product look better with a minimal post-modeling finishing also. So the CAD files converts the STL formats are read into the software called the quick slice. It breaks the model into individual slices. Each slice represents one layer of material and generates tool paths to file slices. These tool paths form the strategies modeling the language by XML file. So the XML file is downloaded into the FDM hardware for modeling. FDM head moves into the two horizontal axes along the X and Y axis and deposits a layer of material for each slice. The material filament is pulled into the FDM head by the drive beams. So it is heated inside the liquefier in the FDM head, so it comes out in a semi-liquid state. Successive layers are fused together and solidified to build up an accurate three-dimensional model of the design. Materials include polyester, polypropylene, ABS, elastomers, and investment casting wax also. So this is how the FDM extrusion head looks like. It consists of the filament, drive wheels, liquefier, and tip also. And direction of the movement is along the X and Y axis vector motion. So let us now discuss about the solid ground curing. It consists of a UV sensitive liquid polymer solidifies full layer into one pass by flooding UV light through the mask created with the electrostatic toner on the glass plate basically. So this diagram shows the solid grounding curing basically. And now comes the 3D printing. What is meant by the 3D printing? This is how the 3D printing looks like. This consists of the successive layers are put down by a printing technique. Not only prototype, but the tools for production are now possible using the 3D printing. So these are the additive manufacturing, introduction to rapid prototyping. So rapid prototyping, direct usage of the CAD data in the production of a pattern and core box for the manufacturing of the process. So it develops the product design, tooling, and manufacturing basically. The solid model of a pattern 3D, RP pattern, splitting of core and cavity of the model, die house derived from the pattern, die house built by layer by technique, multiple functional parts and multiple functional parts in indirect tooling and direct tooling. These are the two toolings. So now I will stop sharing. Any questions are there? Please let me know that if any questions are there from your side. I will try to create a Google form. I will send you the Google link.
హలో
చెప్పండి.
అయిపోయింది సార్, క్లాస్ అయిపోయిందండి.
లేదండి, 5 minutes బ్రేక్.
ఓకే. సార్ రాజేంద్ర గారు,
చెప్పండి సార్.
ఇప్పుడు ఒకవేళ ఈ కోబోట్ బిజినెస్ ఇండివిజువల్ గా ఓన్ గా స్టార్ట్అప్ చేయాలంటే మెటీరియల్స్ అవన్నీ మనం ఎలా లింక్అప్ అవ్వాలంటే అది సంజయ్ సార్ గారు తెలుసా?
ఒకసారి మీ నంబర్ మాకు షేర్ చేయండి, నా నంబర్ మీకు షేర్ చేస్తాను. యు
Okay.
కాల్ హిమ్ ఆఫ్టర్ ద సెషన్.
ఎందుకంటే నాకు ఎప్పటి నుంచి థాట్ ఉంది ఓన్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ గా స్టార్ట్అప్ చేయాలని. సో అది మీతో పర్సనల్ గా డిస్కస్ చేస్తాను.
నా
So
నంబర్
basic-
వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో చాట్ లో పెట్టాను. కాల్ చేయండి, సెషన్ అయ్యాక కాల్ చేయండి, సో దట్ ఐ కెన్ గైడ్ యూ.
ఇక్కడ నాకు టైం వచ్చి 9:40 అవుతుంది. సో
ఓకే
మీకు ఓకే? ఓకే.
ఓకే,
మీకు వాట్సాప్ ఉంది కదండి మీకు?
వాట్సాప్ నెంబర్ అదే.
ఓకే. రాజేంద్ర గారు, నేను మీకు టెస్ట్ పెట్టాను కదా, సో నాకు లేట్ అవుతుంది ఇది అయిన తర్వాత. నేను మీకు మార్నింగ్ రేపు ఎనీ టైం చేయొచ్చా?
yes please. You just ping me the WhatsApp, so it's a public
చెప్పండి రాజేంద్ర.
You just ping me in the WhatsApp or you just call me. This is a official meeting, no?
Yeah, I understand. So I will drop you a message. Sorry for inconvenience.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. ఈవినింగ్ తీసేసుకోరా నిద్ర లేకపోవడం ఏం లేవులేరు అమౌంట్ ఏముంటుంది పట్టలేదు
Okay. So I request the faculty to respond in the chat box. Even see, this is a third day session. Hope third day, but if you don't have any response to the speaker, then it's very difficult to continue the session because it is online, right? If it is a offline, then there must be a present and we can monitor every faculty or every student. But when it comes to online trainings, we supposed to go with an interactive session, either like mute your mic, speak, or you can chat in the chat box. So if you are simply switch on your Zoom meeting, and if you left from the laptop or phone, then there is no use at all. So I request the faculty members to attend the session if you are really interested, or if you want to learn something in order to train your student. Okay, otherwise it is no use at all to attend simply by turning on your meeting and doing something else. Okay, anyhow, for tomorrow's, we are going to stop the session right now itself. But the faculty, those who want to attend for the further sessions like tomorrow and after tomorrow and after tomorrow, so if we will we will set up one criteria if for faculty members, those who want to attend for the further session. So as sir has given questionnaire session for the yesterday session and today's session, so those who want to come for the training for the next level or next days, so they supposed to fill these two forms. Okay, otherwise, until unless we won't allow into the training, because simply if you are coming and going, there is no use at all. Okay, instead of coming and going, you are not supposed to come to meeting, because we understood that you are going to learn something. So hope it is clear from my end. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me even in personal, or if you can if you have any problem while unmute your mic and speaking, you can ping me in the personal chat box, or you can call me, and you can email me on this program. But we are ensured to learn updated technology, that is cobot, and 3D printing and other prototype modelings. But the faculty are not at all responding to anyone for any question. So today's at the starting, like it's a very interesting topic that Aaron Hood has given, but no questions at all from the audience. So we can think that whether you are clearly understood, or whether you are nothing, you didn't understood. So those who want to learn, or those who want to train you as student, you come forward this training. Otherwise, you please don't turn on and go on something else and do whatever the thing that you want. Okay, so for tomorrow's, those who want to attend for tomorrow's and day after tomorrow's session, or if you want participation certificate, definitely you are supposed to complete the two questionnaires as given by Senthil sir for today and yesterday. Okay, and simply attending and giving certificate is not at all useful, even for your career and for your students. Okay, I request all the participants, those who want to complete all these questionnaires, then only then only we will issue participation certificates to all the participants. Otherwise, we won't issue the certificate, because simply coming and going, there is no use at all.
Mr.
Sir,
Sunil,
any
we will end the
questions, sir?
session today.
Yes, sir.
No, that is perfectly all right. I think that let them come with this questionnaire, which is filled as the Google form. And once they fill the Google form, and then we will go ahead. Once they submit the Google form, then let us understand what are the concept which they have understood and what are the things. So so then we will see that then we will proceed ahead. So let them submit the
Yes.
Google link which has been shared on the Monday and yesterday, today also.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sunil.
Thank you,
So
sir.
we will end the session, Sunil ji.
Yes, sir. We can end, sir, because if there is no any response from the audience, then there is no use at all, right? Simply talking and going. So anyhow, we will set up,
Yes, yes.
we will set any criteria for the training program for the next level event too. So
Yes, yes.
they need to submit all these two questionnaires that you shared with them,
Yes,
and we
yes.
will check that by tomorrow in the first hour.
Yes,
If
yes.
they are done, then we can permit into the meeting for the next trainings.
Sure, sure.
Okay, and
Sunil,
we will
Mr.
issue
Sunil, this
issue
Google form
participation.
copy in the mail and then send it out to all the mail participants. This
Yeah,
Google form
yeah,
which I have-
sure, sir.
which I have shown it in the chat box. I think
Hmm.
that you have copied in your mail, na?
Yes, yes, I can.
You send it to all the participants and write them that they have to answer the questions before tomorrow evening. So tomorrow evening before 3 o'clock, I should get the response,
Okay.
and then I will evaluate. Then let us see that how we can take it forward.
Sir, do you have tomorrow's not tomorrow, yesterday's link? Do you have with you? You please share it to my WhatsApp so that I can.
No, day before yesterday. Day before yesterday, you mailed it to everybody, na?
Yeah, yeah.
The same link only. Same link only.
Okay.
Same link you can forward. This you have copied.
Yes, yes.
You copy that one so that then we can send it to everybody. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sunil. Good night.
Thank you. Bye.